versus Moist. One of the most classic matches up in our game right now. Who's going to take the win and be 3-0? Let's find out. It's time to play some Rocket League.
K-Corp holds the head-to-head record this season, 2-1 over Moist Esports, but they mentioned it on the desk as Rise gets better on land. We remember the historic performance at the Winter Major, and now this rivalry comes to a head on day 2.
It's Karmine Corp versus Charlie's Angels. We have been waiting for this one all day long. Karmine Corp and Moist. Man, you can tell this one is going to be one to keep yourself locked in for. Both teams trying to get into the playoffs. And who's going to get that first strike? It looks like Rise, but Vatira denies his former teammate's shot.
It looked like there was absolutely no hope for K-Corp there, that Moist was going to get the opening goal. And then, as he's done so often, Vatira comes in from out of nowhere, swoops in to play hero. And now K-Corp breach the center line. Rise tries to send it out. Itachi's right there. Again, a lot of familiarity between these two rivals. This dumps off to the corner from Vatira. Well won by Joyo, and then dumped right back into the corner. Wonder if we could get maybe Astral and Vatira to exchange ceremonial own goals with these two squads, or these two players, up against their former teams from last season.
Well, you should have asked them before they started.
I really should have asked them before they started. Maybe we can get an admin.
No,
that's the last thing we need right now.
That's right. But, oh man, what a read there. Good touch there from Rise to be able to get that follow-up. And now you see this one going across. It's going to be interesting. I want to see the K-Corp approach here against Moist. And also, even as well, seeing how Moist can handle this K-Corp defense as Astral to Rise. Rise, he has Joyo playing really close here. Third is decently far back as corner boost is stolen. But the cut in here as your ball's right into that corner is very aggressive. Still though, Moist keeping up with the pace of play. I like what I'm seeing from them here off the start. They've got 4 shots and 4 demos, but still not enough. And guess what? K-Corp, 1 shot's all they need. First one goes in.
Itachi with his 5th goal of the Swiss stage, diving in against 2, no problem. Itachi over his former teammate, Astral in the net, 1-0 to K-Corp. Out to the corner here from Exotic. Itachi, the low man on the totem pole when it comes to scoring for this K-Corp squad, but he also comes in with 6 assists, double what both of his teammates have. As Itachi will collect here, he'll have a touch, but nobody diving in to try and get him another assist. I think the most impressive part of this Karmine Corp squad, Daz, is actually Vatira, not just because, okay, it's Vatira and we think he might be the best player at this event, but it's his shooting percentage, where he's the top scorer on the team on the season, but he shoots in this event like 58%, which is miles ahead of second place. And when you think of how low shooting percentages often are for players and teams, going over 50% is an astronomical level.
It works though with the play style. We saw this yesterday when they played against Space Station Gaming. K-Corp will pull a team out and they will strike hard. They are 100% here in terms of shooting though. 2 for 2. They get these teams, they pull them into uncomfortable positions and then they set things up to where they can be great. They're not necessarily being super flashy and trying to put on offensive pressure. They just wait for the right moment to get the easiest shots.
Itachi up the ladder, met by Rise. We just need Itachi to come up with a demolition and he'd have ones literally across the board. This goes to the corner, out in front, Itachi's there, and he scores!
1, 2, 3, it feels like Karmine Corp can't miss. Again, off the backboard, to Itachi, goes in. This has been the bread and butter all game long. Someone from Moist needs to put a 10 up there and stay up there because they have been abusing it on the blue side.
Well, after Exotic did a lot of the heavy lifting yesterday, he's taking a back seat and watching this 2-man game, and a beautiful game it is between Itachi and Vatira as Moist Esports trying to find a way to stop the bleeding and figure out this Karmine Corp squad. All the advanced numbers from this K-Corp squad, they don't really wow you, they don't impress you. You look at their boost consumption and their boost pickups, they're not managing their boost particularly well, but they're efficient. As Exotic just throws one downfield, and sometimes everything just goes your way.
Oh, that sucks. If you're Moist, that sucks. I'll just be straight clear with that. You're going for a challenge in the corner. It pitches all the way downfield, doesn't even hit the ground. I mean, you know, that would get points in a freestyle competition. Maybe like two, just because of the fact that it didn't bounce. That being said,
They'd get points in a freestyle competition just by virtue of the fact it went in.
That too.
So Moist down 4 goals. Then after that one from Exotic, that's kind of the sign that, all right, we go next. As we see Moist play this out and wonder if they can get any forward momentum at all going into game 2.
Yeah, that's how I feel. It really feels like Moist don't know what's going on. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean it is to where they're playing right now. They have the offense. They've been out shooting K-Corp, and they've even demoed. They have 6 demos this game. The defense hasn't been there, and they haven't been able to find the back of the net at all. And we know Moist, we know that they're all super mechanical, but that's not enough here. And the goals from K-Corp are not flashy at all. They haven't been flashy, but they've been efficient and they've been on target. And when they're on the press upfield, they make Moist look very sloppy defensive-wise. Astral will get his first one as the clock ticks down, but Moist got a lot to do if they want to recover in this series.
Yeah, you talk about the demolitions, 6 of them so far in this opening game for Moist, and almost none of them have been of any consequence at all. That's not their style either. It hasn't been their style in this event. They haven't racked up a lot of demolitions. Really, Joyo has, nobody else. I mean, Rise came in, I think, averaging like 1/3 of 1 demolition per game into today. It's just not how Moist gets the job done. It may have to be how they get the job done, but it did not work in game 1. Karmine Corp all over Moist in game 1. A 4-0 lead drops to 4-1, but 1-0 in the column that matters.
It's just business for them. That's what it really looks like.
That's a great, that's a great take.
They lock down, and when Moist come at them, they sit, they play the defense, and then when they rush upfield, again, it didn't look like a flashy game from K-Corp at all. They didn't need it to be. Like, you can even tell. Let's take a look at the replay. Again, ball off the back wall. Itachi just goes. Even more plays that happen. Again, this one, this is for Vatiri. Just needs to get a beat on Joyo. You got 3 defenders in the net. No one's putting a hand up. They finally are able to kind of slow things down and get a goal here, but a lot of work needs to be done if Karmine Corp don't have to work in order to score.
Remember when Bates used to call Team Envy the Machine? I don't think there's actually been a team in the RLCS in a long, long time that has fit that bill more than this Karmine Corp squad. Again, they just come in, as Daz said, all business. And yeah, you occasionally see a smile, but they know what the task is at hand. Yeah. Avoid Saturday. Get the job done now. And it feels like they play almost with a chip on their shoulder. They play with a level of efficiency that we don't normally see at any level of Rocket League. And here they are again, trying to control the opening kickoff of Game 2 on Aquadome after a dominant Game 1 victory.
What did Itachi say at the end of the interview?
Yeah, he said, pay attention, this is our tournament. And so far, they've challenged anybody to say otherwise, and nobody has stepped up.
In full control right now, at least in the driver's seat. We still have at least 2 more games to go. As Rise trying to change the narrative, and that one will go in. Exotic does not get the touch. It's anything but, as Moist will pick up their first goal.
And Exotic actually had a chance at this here, but just couldn't pump the brakes quick enough. It does go in, so Moist get one to go their way. Rise gets his 13th goal of the tournament. Came in leading all scorers. Probably dipped a little bit after what we just saw out of Oxygen. Impressive performance as that was. Here goes Itachi with the entire Moist defense in front of him, and it does not matter because he sets up Vatira with a little aerial physical play.
It's perfection, literally. First touch out, Rise gets a mistouch. Vatira still reads it just under the bar. The shot is perfect there from Vati. Again, first shot of the game from K-Corp. It goes in. This team is So efficient.
The whole team was there. Somebody challenged. Somebody was there for the follow-up. It did not matter, as Joyo will make the stop here and prevent a second quick goal out of K-Corp. It just, every conventional strategy you've got doesn't matter. Great pass over to Itachi, it goes bar down, and Vatira could not catch up. Here goes Moist on the counter.
That was the first shot they missed this series.
Wow.
This series. That's
Wow.
that's what I'm saying here. Good though for Moist to be able to finally be able to force some mistakes here, as we have seen K-Corp not necessarily look as good as they were in the first game. Moist made some adjustments, forced the defense off, but still, it does seem like, at least in terms of the feel of this game, that Karmine Corp are still in control. They've had the possession on Moist half for so long, but it is still tied up, still plenty of time in game 2.
Joyo again has the lone demolition for Moist as they start to march downfield. He's on possession now, just around Exotic, but Exotic able to stay with him, pester him the whole time. And Rise unable to stay with this play, so Astral has to jump up in front of Itachi. Exotic, launch one in. Rise over to Joyo. Long time duo. Does Joyo have another touch? No. And Itachi right over to Exotic, and here's the counter attack. Nobody got back in time, and Vatira gets him right between the eyes.
What is this 1-2-3 play here? Itachi to Exotic. Look, the camera's trying to keep up because they're going all the way around the field there. In the midfield, Moist don't know where to be, as it just feels like Karmine Corp are playing free play together.
And this is a K-Corp squad. Again, they're not going to starve you out. They're not going to pick up every boost pad on the field. They're not going to outpace you very often, but they're just always in the right place at the right time. They don't need to make up for any mistakes with just speed or mechanics. They've got probably the best game sense in this event, as Exotic able to get back, challenge that play from behind in the air, didn't matter. And the 2-1 lead right at the halfway mark of game 2, closing in on a spot on Championship Sunday.
I am liking what I'm seeing from Moist here, though, at the halfway point. It does feel like they are starting to get more control of the ball. They've been playing it in the air really well, but they need to be able to convert it into a goal. Joyo is going up for this. I think he was looking for a bump. Infield pass to Rise, went for the low shot, trying to throw things off. And that's what I'm saying. The creativity is starting to get there for Moist, and they are starting to bend Karmine Corp's defense. It hasn't broken just yet. They still maintain the lead.
Vatira, what a dunk against his former team, read their soul and ripped it out of their body.
Kids, close your eyes.
Oh.
You don't want to see that. That one. Ooh.
3 shots, 3 goals. What was he, 1 shot, 1 goal last game? That 58% is somehow going up in this series in the 2-0 round.
And in a matchup where you would think it would be anything but. You would think that if there's anyone who would try to really force the issue for Moist, or for K-Corp, it would be Moist, but it seems like it is the opposite. Moist look cool, or Moist look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Karmine Corp cool, confident, and collecting.
And Exotic will just walk the dog home again, even through a little bit of traffic. It's just Moist is having a tough time somehow keeping up with Karmine Corp. The challenges, resource management, positioning, it hasn't been perfect, but it's as close as it gets.
You can see a couple of smiles there on the boys from K-Corp. Just very comfortable, as this game is almost certain in the bag for them, unless we see something here for Rise. Flip reset. Exotic has the read. Follow up from Joyo, looking for the double. Does find it, and hold on. Moist with a quick run. They're able to make this a 2-goal game.
Yeah, something for Moist fans to get behind here, as Joyo sets it up for himself. Brilliantly done. And he gets Moist back in it. Down to just a 2-goal deficit. We talked about Vatira's efficiency, by the way. His shooting percentage in this event, I can't believe I'm going to say this, 66%. 2/3 of his shots have found the net.
You just don't miss.
That's right. That's, I mean, he's going to be closing in. He's going to be closing in on a record. If he keeps that pace up, he's going to shatter whatever the record is. which I'm sure Direct will tell us eventually, as this is popped out. Joyo down to 35 seconds, plenty in the tank. And at least Moist are building up here for an opportunity to try and make it a one-goal game, but the K-Corp defense standing tall. Up to midfield now, Astral, and maybe just taking a little bit too much time now, and reality starting to set in here in game 2.
Yeah, Itachi's all over the ball, trying to kill the clock. Moist still trying to force the issue. Still some fight left over on the Moist Esports side, but unfortunately, despite all that fight, the time is against them. And Astral will get one more go at it. That one will hit the ground. Match point situation. Karmine Corp take game 2, and they look dominant, dudes.
Wow. 4-1 in game 1, 4-2 in game 2. What do you got for an encore? Game 3 on the horizon, and that squad over there, Moist Esports, trying to find a way. And I've been in that man's spot, Noah, trying to figure out exactly how to turn things around. And by the way, on that note, shout out to the Pack back home.
Okay, dude.
Winning their quarterfinal match to go into the state semifinals. But Vatira has been the story here. Big dunk. Again, perfect shooting, 3 for 3 in that game. It does not get better than what you're watching right now. This had heavyweight marquee matchup written all over it, Daz, and it's been nothing but K-Corp. That man right there has been the show.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. You see him saying, let's go. They're trying to close this one out quick.
I feel like if he could opt to take 5 seconds between games, he would. Just end the game, go into the next one.
Yeah. They're ready. They're ready and they're locked in. Now can they close it out? Game 3 on your screen here, as Moist have been looking for just something to break down Karmine Corp, but it's been anything but. As K-Corp have been controlling this series, it feels like they don't want to let up on that anytime soon, but maybe there's some adjustments between games that may do something. I say that, and a demo on the play, it doesn't matter. Vatira has an open net, and K-Corp back in the lead.
Doesn't matter. Jockeying for position with Rise, boxes him out, extend a little stiff arm, and a 1-0 lead for K-Corp, 26 seconds in, Daz. And for Vatira, 6 shots, 5 goals so far.
Already off to a hot start there. Now, Rise on this one, straight to Joyo. It goes off the back wall, shot not necessarily on. Astro a little too far forward, so has to try to keep this ball in play. Joyo not going to be able to make contact. And Joyo and Astro both up. Vatira beats both. Exotic on the back wall, drops it down for Vatira, but can't necessarily get the shot on. Would have been a great play, but they'll have to hold for a 1-goal lead for now. As another shot comes through, and Astro will end up picking up the stop.
If you wonder why we highlight the efficiency of K-Corp so much, outside of the obvious, yes, better efficiency means better success. These two teams in particular are #1 and #2 in defensive shots allowed. K-Corp coming in, allowing 6 shots a game. Moist right behind them at 6.2. You have to take advantage of the opportunities you're able to create, not given that you create for yourself. And Karmine Corp have done that. Moist have not been able to generate those high-quality looks. That shot will be blocked away by Exotic. The pressure on here for Moist is short-lived, as Exotic should have this away. Oh, that's a good read, though, by Joyo. Can he stay on this? He does, and made life difficult for Itachi. So this is a better-looking attack out of Moist, but they're still not able to generate shots, and finally Vatira bombs one away.
Yeah, you can see Moist trying to let loose there, but even as they try to do so, again, K-Corp's awareness has been a big factor in that. The infield passes that Moist have to adjust to whenever Karmine Corp are on the attack have been something that really kind of slows down their pace of play, because instead of them being able to control the game, they're playing reactionary. Itachi,
what a great play.
So close to that one. Almost a bounce there. Awkward for Astro. Joyo coming up to stop the double and sends it straight to Rise. Moist clear out the danger. They need to get back into this game. Halfway through, they're still down by 1.
do think that there were some questions when K-Corp ultimately decided what their roster was going to be after going after Vatira. Would they keep Itachi? Did he earn his spot? He has certainly earned it. He's erased any doubt at this point with his clever play at and around midfield. Out of the corner here. Here is Itachi, stuffs Joyo, and that slows down Moist up. Everybody else gets boosted up. And K-Corp ready for another defensive stand, which is, it just consists of Vatira touching the ball, throw it in front. Itachi's there, and he almost gave him a 2-goal lead.
That was a bread and butter, though. I thought that was going to go in. The percentage chance for that's high, Stacks. Another shot, this one actually misses. Oh my goodness, it's so uncharacteristic. They're missing shots.
Right? Yeah, Vatira's shooting percentage in this game has plummeted. 1 goal from 4 shots. My goodness. This is a scary, scary team. Only up a goal, though, with 1:30 to go.
Yes.
And Moist hanging around here. Astral's got to dish this off to the corner. Exotic's waiting for it. Indirect in front, but nobody there, so he'll just delay and force Joyo to burn a lot of boost. He's happy to do so. Rise, stopped by Vatira. And who's going to take charge here? Astral, get the dunk, and we're tied.
Astral
One's wild.
Forces his way through on this one, Stacks. You can see again, that bounce up. Exotic didn't know what to do. Think he gets taken out the play, and Astral goes low and under Karmine Corp's defense. Moist here on their last life in this series. They got plenty of life in the Swiss stage, but of course they want to go through here, especially against a win on Karmine Corp. That being said, tied up ball game, final minute.
The goal very clear. Not to play in front of the crowd on Saturday. Just save that for Championship Sunday when we'll play out the entire top 8. Astral chasing this one into the corner. Exotic could put it away, but there's Joyo, bouncer into the wall, and Itachi's there, gonna slow things down. And it's K-Corp's game, we're all just kind of playing in it right now. Vati over to Exotic, and the shot blocked wide. Follow-up from Itachi. He comes up with another clutch goal, and K-Corp leads.
Oh, the first initial shot, look at the pass. So much power behind that, forces the entire defense to jump. Itachi, great ability to get up on that from his position. He was coming from the corner and able to put that shot just under the crossbar. Super effective is K-Corp when they're on the offensive press. And now Moist have to force the issue here.
Astral ranging back with Moist running out of time here in game 3. They have battled and battled against K-Corp, but to an unsuccessful end so far, as that's just pushed wide, and Vatira will try to run out the clock, down to 7 seconds. Rise needed that boost to be there, it was, but now he's way behind the play. Joyo from midfield, caught the defense napping and ties the game.
Great effort for Rise. Itachi's doing his best, but Joyo's just faster. And Moist not done yet. We are overtime bound unless something happens right here on this kickoff.
Johnny Boy probably watching this like, all right, how do they screw up this kickoff? Nobody did. All right, deuces into game 3 overtime. Can Moist keep this affair going? Rise takes that away from Vatira. So important, of course, not to get caught napping at the start of OT, where we see so many lapses in defense. And both teams have managed exactly that.
It's getting scrappy, though. You're seeing Karmine Corp look for some demos. They've only got 1 this game. Moist has 7. So you can see the difference here. K-Corp may let this one, we talk about how composed they are, but they are stretching here, and Moist are getting a lot of touches past them. It's not looking good for the boys in blue, but for Moist, this is everything they want. That scrappy game is going to open up opportunities, and now you're starting to see them put on more shots.
Well, this has got to be a relief for Rise to play against a team in K-Corp that is not necessarily bullying the opposition around. Nobody was demolished more than Rise yesterday, 21 times, well clear of JNAPS, who was second. As that goes back into the corner, and Exotic gives way to Joyo. Vatira with Joyo chasing him, not phased one bit, but Rise keeps this in and available for Moist Esports. Here goes Astral. Can he get any contact at all? No, but he will steal boost as a consolation prize.
Touch out. And it's starting to feel like things are resetting for K-Corp. They're very comfortable playing defense because they know that, at least in the strong counterattacks that they can make, as they're looking for one right there. Exotic, good 50, but Rise on top of it. Does he have control to 50 for Tira? It does, but Joya won't be able to get a piece of it. Actually sets it up in midfield. Astral in a tough spot. Exotic's up looking for the bump, but Itachi is the one that carries it all the way through! And that one will end the series. K-Corp going to top 8.